Now, children, after understanding the bill of exchange and promissory note, now we proceed to the accounting treatment. But little before accounting treatment of both children, we have to understand this new term that is called, not new term, but a term that will be very frequently used with the bills of exchange. The term is called due date, or we also call it as date of maturity. As we all know, due date means the date on which the bill of exchange becomes due to be paid, the date of maturity of that bill of exchange. If the bill is written for 2 months, then after the 2 months, when is the bill falling for maturity? That is called the due date. Now, on a human ground, the human ground cannot be ignored, children, because it is a legal document. So legal action is open to be taken by the seller in case the purchaser, the buyer of the good or the debtor, he does not honor the bill on being presented, the bill on time, then it becomes a legal offense against which the seller can take the legal action. So before that, the court, and in case a legal action is taken, the buyer may say that because of an emergency in the family, because of a mishappening in the family, because of a happy occasion in the family, or nothing, but because I forgot. There is no if and but to that. I forgot, I will make it, I forgot. So the court cannot challenge that. So in those grounds, the court allows him a period called days of grace, or you can say 3 days of grace. The period of 3 days are given for grace, that if you forgot, or because of that happy or sad occasion you had to face, whatever the reason is, the court will allow you 3 days of grace. These 3 days are called days of grace. Now, but then we have to remember, in case the bill is, if the bill is falling due, example, now listen, take your book out here, very clearly written there, days of grace, date of maturity or days of grace here. The date on which the payment of the bill becomes due is called the due date or date of maturity. In other words, the date on which the duration of the bill comes to an end is called the due date. Then, while calculating the due date of the bill, it is compulsory to add 3 days of grace to the period of the bill. These days are called days of grace. For example, we'll discuss later. The following points, yes, important things are, if the bill falls due in those months in which there is no corresponding day, that means you write the bill on 30th Jan and for 1 month, and there is no 30th Feb. So it is important that the bill will fall due on the last date of that month, that is 28th of Feb, and then 3 days of grace will be added to 28th of Feb, that is 1st March, 2nd March, 3rd March. In case of leap year, that will be taken into account. In another important thing, if girls, in case alright, I'll tell you here, I've written here, just wait. If the due date falls on a Sunday or a public or a gazetted holiday, maybe 2nd October, Republic Day, 15th August, any such gazetted holiday, then that means a known holiday, then the bill is matured 1 day earlier. The due date happens to be 1 day earlier. That means if you write a bill on 1st Jan and no, not 1st Jan, 1st September, and the bill falls due on it is written for so many days that it becomes due on 2nd October. 2nd October is a public holiday. So the due date will become one day earlier. So in case it is a known day holiday or a Sunday, then it happens to meet one day earlier. But if the due date falls on emergency holiday, death of a leader, death of a important thing, or in a emergency closure of the country, bank holiday, any such thing that becomes suddenly. So in that day, it will be one day later. We did not know, then one day later. Now here, let us calculate this.